Hello, everyone. My name is John Waterhouse. I'm the co-founding minister of Center for Spiritual Living Asheville, and that's exactly where I'm coming to you from. Today is May 12th, and what I'm offering here is a new opportunity to share with you, an opportunity for you to receive a little of what I know this day in the middle of the week. And what we're going to call this is Weekday Wisdom. And I'm trusting that you'll find something of value in what I want to share with you today. And being as this is our very first edition of this Weekday Wisdom, I want to start with a question. What is the opposite of fear? So I did a little research and I looked at what some people think the opposite of fear is. And I want to talk about these different things very quickly and then share with you my thoughts on what the opposite of fear is. Some people think that courage is the opposite of fear. I don't think so. I think that courage actually requires fear, that you take action even though you're afraid of something. So I don't think courage is the answer. I also see that some people think acceptance is the answer. I'm not sure about that either. One of the clear elements of fear is that it is always based on something that is unknown, something that hasn't happened yet. That we fear something about the future. We don't fear the past. We don't fear the present. Even though there may be some impending danger right in front of us, we don't fear that. We fear what could happen that actually involves that danger. So acceptance is blindly accepting the way something is, and I'm not sure that that really is the answer to fear. But because we are always facing a fear, when we face a fear, it's always of something in the future, something that is unknown. The task must be something different than simply accepting it. Some say that curiosity or calmness could be the antithesis of fear. That really, along with a lot of other simple ideas, doesn't quite capture it for me. And the big one, of course, is that the opposite of fear is faith. But I would ask, faith in what? If it's faith in an outside God, I would say that that hasn't really worked out a whole lot for me in my life. Maybe it has for others, but it hasn't for me. If it's faith in myself, I think we're getting closer to the answer that we're looking for. But rather than calling it faith, I would say that the antithesis of fear, the opposite of fear, is clarity. That when we can see the bigger picture, when we can know who we are in the midst of whatever's going on, we are in a position to know that fear serves no purpose. And we set that down and move forward with what is in our hearts. What I have found many times is that a fear will come up in me, and the best way for me to address it is to actually address it, is to say, thank you for that information. Clearly, I have not experienced this before, so I have no reference on how it could turn out. And when I say that to myself, it allows me to realize that that fear should not have control over me. It shouldn't be the basis of my actions or the thing that motivates me to move forward. When I do move and take action based in fear, I usually find myself in an even greater dilemma. Something else doesn't work out because making my life built around the idea of fear doesn't take me to the place I want to go. So I prefer to look at clarity in my life as the elixir to this thing called fear. And by being clear, I allow myself to remember the truth of my being. I allow myself to remember how my life is unfolding and the fact that fear has never taken me to a place that made me happy and content. So what I do instead is I remember who I am. And what I believe that I am is the presence of the divine, that which is the creator of the universe, which is present in, through, and as all things, including me. That I am that presence. That my thinking is the presence of the divine. My action is divine action. And that what I do when I am clear serves me to get out of life what I want. And certainly what I put into it. So from the angle of clarity, we get a whole different experience. And I bring this up mostly because economy and our society is about to reopen. We've been asked in our state and throughout most of the United States and in many other countries around the world to stay at home for the past several weeks. And now things are starting to open up, at least they are where I am. And stores and shops are opening up, and the possibility of going out into the world is much greater. And certainly we're all taking the precautions that we're told will help us not contract this COVID-19 virus. But the idea that there would be no fear around that has not been my experience. That we have plenty of fear because what we're moving into is an unknown. We don't really know how to do this. We've never done it before. There hasn't been a pandemic like this in our lifetime. So we have only the reference of historical times, which all aren't that all relevant anyway, because conditions were very different. We're in a place of very high information downloading into our lives, where we receive constant flow of data on what's going on and how life is working around us through news and through the internet and other ways. So we all have lots of questions. How's this going to work? And our center is getting ready to open up this next Sunday. So that's all on people's minds. What would make this work? Well, I'm not suggesting anyone be cavalier or that anyone should take any chances or anyone should do anything foolish. I am saying that it is of great value to all of us to be clear about who we are, and then to take prudent action in a way that supports us. Not to be foolish, not to be cavalier, but to actually be able to move forward in our lives by knowing who we are and by using that information to make our lives work. The thing about fear is that whether it's real or imagined, you have the feeling. The same thing is true in clarity. But in clarity, by being clear about who you are, you're actually making a statement into the universal mind that this is who you are, that you are safe. If you begin your process by knowing that you're safe, by knowing that you have everything that you need to do what you need to do in the world, it all works. It all comes together, and you really are safe. So that's my advice as we begin this week of reintroducing a lifestyle, not like it was before. This is not the old normal. It's a new normal that's still emerging. But what we can see is that one of our greatest gifts in all of this is to be clear about who we are and to move forward with that clarity with everything that we do. So that's what I'll know for you, and I'll know for myself this coming week, is that we are clear, that we are safe, that we are strong in character, and that we are doing what is ours to do in every moment of every day. So keep breathing deeply, let your heart beat strongly, let your life unfold in its perfection in every way. And I send you my blessings to wherever you are, and know that all is well in your world as it is in mine. Be well. Thank you.